Hi there. I want to talk about complacency today. There is a degree of complacency in every one of us. Well, with experience, we get overconfident. And, well, if we do the same thing again and again for years, we will get confident, don't we? And if we are not confident about it, there's something wrong with it. But with the confidence, we have to watch out that we should not be overconfident. Because the overconfident lands up in trouble. Because the overconfident lowers our guard. And then we think we are not aware of the risk and the consequences if something went wrong. Because we are just doing it because we know what we are doing. We have been doing that for so long. Now let's look at in shipping. In 2007, we had the COSCO Busan. She was sailing out from San Francisco Harbor, and experienced people on board, they made the passage planning. The pilot came on board, very experienced pilot. They left it to the pilot. But the pilot didn't know how to read the radar on board. So the captain thought, well, the pilot is very experienced, so I can lower my guard and nothing is going to go wrong. But the captain was wrong. The COSCO Busan made a big oil spill and it cost millions of dollars in San Francisco. And he was under house arrest and he was in the United States for a long time. Then we have the Costa Concordia, 2012, January. The Costa Concordia was a passenger ship with some 3,800 passenger capacity. And the captain went very close to the Giglio Island, people say for sightseeing. And why did he go so close to that island? Because he knew the island and that waters is the back of his palm. That's what we think. With experience, well, I've driven this. I've been here so many times. I've passed that island so many times. What's wrong? If you're driving a car, I mean, we've gone through this route so many times. I can sleep and drive. That's what we think. The overconfidence works. Well, what did the Costa Concordia captain end up with? He ended up in shame. His vessel capsized and 35 people dead, and he abandoned the ship. He got off the ship much earlier than all the other, before making sure that everybody was out of that ship. So it was nothing else but complacency. Then we have another ship, the Rena, the container ship, which ran aground on the Astrolabe Reef in New Zealand and created the worst pollution in New Zealand. What did the captain do? The captain took all the shortcuts to get to that port of Tauranga not to miss the berthing schedule. So we take shortcuts because we are experienced, we are confident, and that is what is complacency. And then in 2020, February, we had the Marshall Islands just published the result of the Stellar Banner. She ran aground on departure, Brazilian port, with some 299,000 tons of iron ore. The captain and the second officer made the passage plan. Both had experience on those kind of vessels, the very large ore carrier vessels. They were all experienced people. But then the captain didn't follow the plan. The pilot came a little late. The vessel departed a little late. The captain had departed that terminal 10 times before. So he decided, after the pilot left, he decided that he doesn't need to stick to the channel. He doesn't need to stick to the buoyed channel, right? So he deviated from the channel, and the vessel was drawing 20.5 meters draft, a fully loaded iron ore, very large ore carrier. That ship was built in 2016, 4 years old. She ran aground, and the Marshall Islands says that the third officer on the bridge did not challenge the master, and the master did not tell the third officer his intention of deviating from the plan. Well, we always hear this kind of thing. It looks very nice in the report. The third officer was only 1.5 months or something on that ship, a very junior fellow. The captain had told the chief officer to take rest, and the captain had called the second officer on the bridge. Did the challenge happen? No. Well, people will say, well, you know, they have to do the bridge resource management course, the maritime resource management course. Yes, absolutely. But they have all had done the course. Now that is the interesting thing. It's not because people don't know. It's not because people don't have the skills. They have the professional knowledge. They know what they have to do. They know, but they don't perceive the risk. Now, why do they don't perceive the risk? Because they have done it so many times. Now, for the captain, he has done it 10 times before. So what is wrong? So, well, the ship ran aground, and then the damage calculations were made, and then the Korean Classification Society told the owners it is better to run the ship aground onto shallow waters fully, so that the ship doesn't sink, it doesn't create pollution, huge pollution, and the 299,000 tons of iron ore will not also be sunk with it. They discharged about half of it, and then the vessel had to be towed with about 150,000 tons of iron ore and scuttled. So that was 2020. Well, that happened in February 2020. So we think that, well, I mean, you know, these kind of, all the sinking, the Costco Busan, the Rena, the Costa Concordia, there are a lot of lessons to be learned from all these accidents, right? Well, that's what we think. But that's not what happens. In February, the Stellar Banner grounded and scuttled in 2020. I believe it was scuttled in May. And in July, we have the Wakashio, the Cape-sized bulk carrier, ran aground in Mauritius. What happened there? Very experienced people. The captain was very close to 58 or 60 in the middle. Chief officer, about 45 years old. Chief engineer, 63. They were all collaborating together to go very close to the coast, some 1.5 miles off the Mauritius island, to get a bit of shore Wi-Fi. Yeah, on a Cape-sized bulk carrier, you need to get a Wi-Fi. So you could go 1 mile close to the island. And when the Mauritius Coast Guard called them, they said, "Captain, your ship is very close to the island." No, we are fine. We are doing excellent. We are doing very well. I mean, that was the answer from the captain. So why do they do that? It's not because there is no experience, there is no skill, there is no knowledge. It is because they don't perceive the risk with that overconfidence. They're very competent people. So it is the overconfidence we have to be aware of, and we have to continuously remind ourselves. And that's where the team playing together is so important. Now, if somebody on the Wakashio said, "Captain, you know what happened to the Stellar Banner? Why are we going so close? Why are we deviating from the plan?" Because the plan was to go some 5 miles off the Mauritius island, where the normal routing is about 20 nautical miles off the Mauritius island. But people take shortcut because they don't perceive the risk. And we think that people don't perceive the risk because they don't have the knowledge. That is completely wrong. In fact, a junior captain, that means the captain in his first command or second command, or a chief engineer in his first promotion, might do wonders. Why? Because he's a bit worried. So actually, it's good to be a little bit worried. Thank you so much.